StarField Stories presents Marvin and the Kooky Spooky House, narrated by Ross Allen.
Only a few days before Halloween, and already gone, were the last of the green leaves. They had all turned bright yellow, warm orange, and fiery red. And some of them had already changed to brown, if they weren't already dead. Most of them were still dangling from the long, slender limbs of the lazy trees. And some of them had already fallen to the ground and were being blown in swirling shapes around by the autumn breeze.
It's actually quite spooky,
Young Marvin said to himself.
seeing all these trees and how they go swaying in the wind. How can anyone think of anything else? To me, they look like skeletons or even long, tall, skinny ghosts. If you listen closely, you can even hear them moan.
And moan and groan they would indeed, just outside Marvin's bedroom window. The trees began to moan in the sweeping, whistling breeze, and they would start to groan in the howling autumn wind as it rustled through the leaves. Marvin looked out of his window, down at the ground, and at every ghostly tree's shadow he would stare.
It looks like these crooked shadows are reaching all the way up the hill to that spooky house up there.
This is what Marvin thought as he continued to look out, and more shadows he would continue to see.
But what's really strange is it looks like some of them are even reaching for me.
Goosebumps covered Marvin's arms, the back of his hands, and even the back of his neck as he looked out again at the ghoulish-looking trees. This alone was enough to give Marvin a slight case of the chills, but he simply had to look down once more at the scampering, scattered leaves, the long, shrilling shadows, and even back up at the spooky house sitting alone at the top of a hill.
I'm going up there soon,
Marvin said to himself while calming his shaking and again being still.